Hey everyone. Let me just move things around here. There we go. I'm not sure what's wrong with my chat on my computer. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday. I hope you all can hear me and see me. Hey Lori, Knuckle Guy. Nice to see you. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. We haven't met up in a while now. Has it been 2 years? Yeah, it's been 2 years, hey? Hopefully we can... I'll need to do the Professor Cup at some point. And if I move out of Edmonton for law school at the end of the year, that'll have to happen before like August at the latest. Ginevra, Aiden, nice to see you all. Okay, it's been like a busy day. I got home not too long ago. I sprained my thumb playing soccer yesterday, so I've been got an X-ray for that, and we'll figure out if it's a sprain or if it's a fracture or whatever it is. Anyways, it's been 2 years. Yeah, I'm sure I have cards from online tournaments at some point around here. Why August? Because I'd be going to law school in September or August. I'm not sure when law school starts, to be honest. It's one of the 2 months, so I won't be in Edmonton this August or September at the latest. It's probably if we can run it maybe May, June, July. We'll see what the situation's like. You're coming to Vancouver, right? We'll see. I'm you still here waiting from U of T. U of T's February 4th. February 4th that week they will have a second round of admissions. But if I get accepted, it doesn't mean I'm going there. So if I get accepted, I'll have a decision to make. But until then, I will be going to Vancouver. Okay, so last week, if y'all remember, we ran into a Gnat deck, and I thought that the Gnat deck was super interesting. So we were going to play it. So here we are. So I was thinking about how I would do stuff like this, where I build a deck or have a deck that we want to try. And I think the best way to go about it is that I would pre-build it instead of building it live, and then I'll talk through some of the deck building decisions I made, and then of course we can make changes if we want right now as well. But I think this will be the best for everybody, just to make good use of time and also to get into games faster. So to talk about what we have here, the one thing that I liked about that deck, there was one thing that caught my attention the most about that Gnat deck, and that was safety first. So safety first is the Atom card that gives you a card at the end of your turn if you do not have cards in your grip equal to or greater than your maximum hand size. And it reduces your maximum hand size by 2, which is fine because we want to trigger Gnat every turn anyways, right? If we have 2 or fewer cards in our grip. So ideally, basically, we end our turn on 0 or 1 card, and then safety first will draw us 1. We'll go to 2 cards at max, and then we'll still get a Gnat trigger. Now I know we were talking all about Empty Mind and Noble Path. Noble Path's not that strong in general. And I think I'm just going about this hoping that I don't run into Jinteki. Hey Phil, I heard it's Friday. Yeah, happy Friday. So yeah, I think a lot of us, myself included, was excited about playing Empty Mind. But when I was deck building, there was one problem that I realized was that Empty Mind triggers if you have no cards in your grip when your turn begins. And if we play safety first is going to draw us a card at the end of the turn. So we have to pick one or the other. And we can't play both, which kind of sucks. And I think that I want to play safety first because safety first was the thing that caught my attention in that Gnat deck. So from there, I kind of started by just putting in 3 copies of safety first. And then putting in your Guinea Pig, iPad Worcester Gamble, those are staples. I thought that 0 would be a good card to include because if you're playing at low cards, if you have 1 card in hand, exactly what card you're going to hit. So if you just like play all your bad cards, or sorry, play all your good cards, and then your bad cards are in your hand, you know, if bad cards like cards that are not needed right now. So that's why we've got 2 of those. So that's like for the situation like later on, once we've got like a decent number of cards that we don't need anymore. And then there was the decision of like, do we want to play Patchwork? And I think we can build a good econ engine out of like Keiko, Mamie, and Trickster Taka are the companions that I chose. And then also like the 2MU with the Keiko lets us play Stargate and Leech. And I think if we play Cradle, which we're obligated to play Cradle, then we would also want to have Leech. So we kind of need like the MU support. And also like, I think with 0, we can do something with the cards we don't need. So we don't like need Patchwork. And then not living the Infinite Aesop's Patchwork MK Dream. The Infinite Aesop's Patchwork MK Dream. Oh, okay. So we just like, we're running into sentries and we're installing, or we're like patchworking the MK away, and then we're installing it and then Aesop's it. Like, I don't know. I think that's fine. I think I think like Andre had played a Nat deck that ran Aesop's. But again, like the thing that caught my eye was the safety first. I think you can get a lot of value out of this card. It is with buffer drive. So you're pitching a card with Patchwork, you're buffer driving it to the bottom of your deck, and that's what's funding your MK install, so you're getting 3 credits a turn, as long as you're encountering a sentry. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, no, that's interesting. But like, like as I said, I wanted to play safety first. And then I realized that safety first is a virtual, and I think this piece right here is where I think this deck might actually be serviceable. Because I think if you play 3 copies of safety first, then you're kind of like too far in the jank town. But I think if I'm playing 2 copies and I play 3 Gachapons, and then I can use Gachapon to fetch my safety first, and then I can play 1 copy of Turning Wheel, which can also be fetched by Gachapon. And then you've got your 2 Mamies and your Taka, which can be fetched. Your Leech, which is pretty important, because you have like MK Ultra and Cradle. And also your 2 copies of Stargate, which could go to 1. But I think we want 2. I'm not sure. I haven't played this deck yet. But this was like what I had in theory. We are at 42 cards, which is 3 less than 45. If you want to see it that way. So with 2 safety firsts, 2 bravados, just for like Mamie value, and it's also just a good card. I didn't really think too much about like what other influence I would want to add. So open to influence suggestions if there's one that catches my eye. And then from there we have 2 influence left, because we only need 1 Turning Wheel, so I threw in a Boomerang. And Boomerang will be able to deal with, like, in theory, I think Boomerang is what let me cut the Black Orchestra, because sometimes you play like 2 Cradle, 1 Black Orchestra. This is to make sure that you can break all code gates. But the problem is like, what? Like Cradle's at 4 strength, 3 strength, maybe even 5 strength, and if it can't break it, like how much are you paying with Black Orchestra to break it? Probably a lot of money, right? So we can just like Boomerang that. Like the only code gate that comes to mind that I can't break with Cradle is Gatekeeper. And then we'll just let it fire and then Cradle it. And if for some reason we can read that it's a Gatekeeper, maybe we'll put a Boomerang on it. But that'll be unlikely, I think. So yeah, we might get wrecked by Gatekeepers, but still, like, if I play Black Orchestra, we're going to have to pay 3 to install and 6 to break Gatekeeper, which is not great anyways. So I might as well just cut the card. That's what I got. Yeah, as I said, like, I think 0 is going to be pretty cool in a deck like this. I got the 1 Liberated in there. DNA Tracker will make you sad, right? Okay, so here's the thing, okay? We're going to play this and just assume we're not going to play against Jintekis. So, if we make that assumption, then there won't be DNA Tracker. Right? Already playing Gnat, the bar for playable has been set pretty low. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, like DNA Tracker will make this pretty sad. But like, I don't know if so I can't queue up against you with my custom anti-Nat tech. I don't like we could leech. Like you Gachapon out a leech early and then Dirty Laundry archives a couple times. You can break it once or twice. Like the thing is, like we just need to. How many times are we breaking DNA Tracker? Right? Like we break it like a couple times, and we have to try to get some agendas out of that because we're not gonna be like running against Jinteki over and over again. So I think this leech and the cradle would be able to handle DNA for the times where we need to. And like again, like if we're running and we're using Black Orchestra on DNA, that's just not a good time anyways. This assumption about Jinteki. See, I don't have the stats for this, but what if you take a look at like JNet stats and see what the most common faction is? I think Jinteki is pretty up there. Okay. I think that covers my thought process on the deck. Companions, like I think Mamie works well because we got like the Gamble, the Dirty Laundry, which is standard, the Avid Worst, which is standard, and then you also got Guinea Pig and Bravado, which should be decent value there. And then late game we'll transition to the Taka, which is a lot of money. And then like Paladin, like we could play Paladin, but I decided not to put Hippos in here because Hippo's a card that you usually like hold in your hand because you would usually have 3 and then you install 1 and you were waiting to use the one, so you got like another one in your hand. And we wanted to like minimize the things that we need to keep in hand, right, in order to trigger Nat and safety first. So that's why there's no Hippo. And I think with no Hippo, like I think Anarch has a lot less things that you would install with Paladin, especially if we're installing our turning wheel with stuff like Gachapon, like 1 Liberated. So the only thing we'd be installing with Paladin is the 3 daily casts, the companions if you want to count them, and then like some of the programs and the 1 boomerang. So I didn't think there was enough there. Yeah. Okay, so let's take this for a spin. And as I said, like I don't know, like I won't be going for too long today. So we'll play like a couple games of this and then see where we're at. We're looking for N, right? Nathaniel. And then we gotta copy this because that's important. Okay. Let me just check that my screen is, you can see everything. Okay, you can. We're good. I need to, actually I'll make the game first. We're running. And then I will enable that deck list page. Uh-oh. Sorry, that probably looked really weird. I forgot to lock this. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. I need to move this. How do I move this? There we go. Let's do that here. Put this here. Okay. Yeah, it probably looks super weird. Okay, I think we're good. I think you can see the whole list. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we just gotta hope we're not playing against Jinteki, because like there's very, very few Jinteki decks that don't play Obokata, and if you play Obokata, we're just kind of screwed. We're against Sportsmetal. That's a good start. That's a very good start. Okay. So mulliganing against Sportsmetal. So we got 0, we got Guinea Pig. Guinea Pig is good. I've had worse is fine. Like what is turn 1 here? We just go like daily cast 0, make some runs, and then next turn we will go to some number of credits. Like we need to Guinea Pig away the I've had worse, which is awkward. That's very awkward. We might mulligan. We'll just mulligan for like safety first. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hard mulligan for safety first. That's a good start. There's like gamble, daily cast, maybe, and then run. Not in that order. And then we get a Nat draw card or credit. Nat credit. Oh, my chat is off the... sorry. Give me 1 sec. My chat is off the screen. I don't know what happened to my sizing. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move the JNet screen again. Let's see. How do I do that? Okay, we're just gonna make it the whole thing smaller. I remember I fixed this before, but I guess it didn't save. That's fine. We'll have to do this for now and then figure things out in a bit. Okay. Yeah. Game of Droids, asking how's everyone doing tonight. Okay, I think everybody can see everything now, so we're gonna start. Looks like we're going... So they mulliganed, and then we are installing a card, and taking credit. Yeah, first game. Okay. Again, Gatekeeper. Like, this is probably Rashida. We can poke it. I'm not opposed to poking it. Because you want to, like, run against HBs before they res their drafters, right? Magnet's fine. Magnet we can break for 2 credits with Cradle. And then we'll drop Daily Cast, drop Mamie, and we'll get our Nat credit at the start of the next turn. I should probably line up these things so it just looks a bit better. Oh. There we go. Sorry, I should stop moving things around, but I thought it was good. Okay, so we're firing Rashida, that's expected. Putting 2 cards in the 2 remotes, icing R&Ds, fine. So we're not going to get our Stargate for now. I wonder what we're doing, right? Like, we don't have Game Changer or Vacheron. So we're just playing like fast sports with GFIs. That was a consideration. Bravado's good. Yeah, let's do it. We got a Mamie credit too. Hey Alec, how's your night going? No res and R&D, like to see that. We're gonna see a drafter coming up, so just the Rashida there. We can draw a card and put a card down. Dirty Laundry HQ. We could save it for next turn. We could get the Stargate down. It's kind of awkward. We need to see. We need our safety first. Let's just Dirty Laundry HQ, I guess. Okay, that's not amazing. This turns on their other Mega Pre's for them. They're getting credits, which tells me that they're going to score here on server 1. It's another Mega Pre. Nailed my prizes today. Looking forward to it. Drafter in hand. We have a bunch of money, which was like expected, right? With Gnat and just like decent money cards. Another Bravado. We Bravado R&D here. We could just Stargate and like hit Stargate and then lose the game because it's a Hagen. Did I run click one? No, I ran click 2 last turn. We can just Bravado R&D again. We have to draw. We're going to take a turn without triggering Gnat. That's awful. Leech is good. Paperclip's good. If we draw again, we'll have to pitch a card. We can probably just pitch the Liberated at this point. Yeah. Guinea Pig. Guinea Pig. Oh, we really need our draw. Like, we have to be zeroing through our cards or getting safety first in order to make this whole Gnat thing work. And we mulligan for it, too. This is probably too slow, so we'll get rid of the Liberated. This is okay. Like, we're scared of them just running away with Vitruviuses and Biotics and Audacity. Red leveling a nice on HQ. So we've seen a drafter. That could be a drafter. And now there's a red level in the bin too. So a drafter will probably get rezzed. Which is not the end of the world because it costs them $3. They only have 8. That's not a lot of money. We need to keep drawing. That's good. Boomerang? Okay. So now I'm considering, do we want to Boomerang the Magnet? Or is there something in HQ? Because there's something somewhere, right? If we iced HQ, then we probably should run HQ. Because if it's an agenda, like you put the agenda in the remote and you put the drafter on the remote, and that's probably the play. So icing HQ probably means we could also just Stargate. Oh, actually we can't this turn. We could Stargate next turn. We just like get the daily cast down. We only have Paperclip. It's pretty funny. If we get this down and then we like get the leech down. We can probably also just draw again. Like, do we ignore this? I feel like if this is a real 2-pointer, they would have iced it, right? So we're going to ignore it. So we go draw, put a card down. We'll have to pitch 3, which will be 1, 2. We can't pitch 3. Okay, so we'll just put... Actually, we can. We don't need this daily cast. Yeah. Laundry? Laundry's good. Okay, so let's put the leech down. Let's throw the daily cast, the paperclip, and the guinea pig out. 2 turns without Gnat. Feels bad. We are scoring? Hyperloop? Yeah. Yeah, like if it was a real 2-pointer, they would have iced it. So that's fine. Oh, Hyperloop was naked. Okay, well, I mean, that makes sense too. Okay, so here we go, like Stargate. Are we scared of Drafter? Like, I'm thinking about, like, if we just run. Because I guess we can't break code gates. Let's Boomerang it. Why not? Might be Gatekeeper. No res. Mega Pre, Vanilla, and Rashida. Vanilla's fine. Because we have Paperclip, right? And we also have Taka, so Vanilla's actually just fine. Let's throw the Mega Pre out. Do we want to go get the Mega Pre? We go like throw out Rashida and then go get the Mega Pre? bravado our way in. Do we keep agendas in the bin? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's just keep agendas in the bin. If we play a card right now, we get a Gnat trigger. We don't need a Gnat trigger. We need a code gate breaker. It's bold. It's true. It is bold. The one thing that I remember from, if this is like just a normal like fast advanced sports deck, then like you have to play 3 copies of Audacity. Okay, never mind. They do have Spin Doctor, so I guess it didn't matter. You have to play 3 copies of Audacity, and you need to play 3 copies of GFI, and that's 15 influence. So if you want to play that, then you can't play Spin Doctor, right? So like in my mind, there was a chance that there was no Spin Doctor in this deck. Because if you do play Spin Doctor, then you have to either not play GFI or not play 3 copies of Audacity. And that obviously decreases the speed of your deck, or it means you have real 3-pointers, either of which is good for me. But like, I guess in hindsight, with the Spin Doctor on the board, it wouldn't have mattered what we did. And looks like they shuffled back anyways, so that's good. Actually, it does matter, because this way, by trashing the Mega Pre, the Mega Pre goes into R&D instead of into hand. Install, Ice R&D. We have an upgrade? Oh, we have CVS? Okay. That's the only upgrade in the deck that I would think is in the deck anyways. This is vanilla, which we can get through. So we can just like Stargate in now. Hopefully we can draw a Code Gate Breaker. Should we draw again? We might as well, right? I mean, okay, let's Stargate now. Oh. Sure. You can have a red level. They have 2 clicks left, so if they install a card, we can run it or respond to it as we need. 3 res for red levels, fine. We might laundry that. That's actually a decent laundry target. This is a gatekeeper. Remember at the start when I was going through deck building and I was like, the only one we can't break is gatekeeper, so we'll just boomerang it. Very good. Very good. Sprint, GFI, hedge fund. Okay, so they are on GFI. We just take the points. They only have $3. That's not a lot of money. We do need to run this though, in case it's Rashida. So let's put the boomerang back. Let's... Oh, I guess this could be spin. And now spin is good. Like the reason I was going to laundry this last, like before we saw the agenda, was because there's no cards in archives. So like if they spin to prevent my laundry, that's fine. But now we have to run this first. Okay, so it is spin. This is fine. Like you're gonna you spin back 1 GFI. That's fine for us. And we still get our laundry trigger. We still get our leech trigger. And we'll just draw. Keiko's good. It's not safety first, 0, or cradle. So it could be better. Oh, they have Rashida too. They have Rashida into hedge fund. That's not looking good for us. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Hedge fund, red level. They're using their red levels pretty... I don't know what the word is, but they're using them. I think usually you hold on to the red levels and try to play them on combo turns. Hedge fund, red level. We're putting an ice on R&D and we're gaining a click, and then we're putting a card in the remote to replace the Rashida and putting another ice there. It's got a lot of ice. Not a lot of money. 6 credits is not a lot. We also have just only barrier breakers. So, same old problem. One of these is vanilla, because we did see them draw vanilla, and it was not this ice, and it was also after the HQ ice was installed. So one of these is vanilla. So we can deal with one of them. Cradle's excellent. We can probably run this remote then. So you go like Keiko, Cradle, Bravado. And then our Cradle will have... It'll have 2 strength. So we can break... We can't break Gatekeeper. They don't run any code gates that are not Gatekeeper. They might. I don't remember Sportsmetal enough. YOLO, right? They run Magnet. Yeah, so it's just Magnet. But we can break the Magnet with the Leech. So... Oh, actually we can't because they have to CVS it. But CVS costs them money. Let's say thinking. No Sentry Breaker means we can't run R&D. We go Keiko, Cradle, Bravado, and then we'll get CVS purged, then we can't break the Magnet. That's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. We might just draw. Or we shouldn't draw. We should just get the cards we have out of our hand. Install, play this. Install, play this, play this. No, we have to draw, right? Gachapон's good. Okay, so let's put the Gachapon down. Let's put the Keiko down. And let's put the... I guess we'll put the Taka down. Because Gachapon gets us safety first, which isn't triggering this turn. It gets us Turning Wheel, and it gets us MK. If we can get MK, that'd be great. Because then we have all our breakers, and then we can start getting all these cards out of our hand. Seamless. Oh. That's fine. So they're at 4 points. They're at 9 credits. We are at... We can run this now. So we're going to go and Cradle, Gachapon, Bravado. Is there a reason to Gachapon before we run? No. So we'll go Cradle, Gachapon, Bravado. Okay. So we can Gachapon into MK, but this is the vanilla that we know about, so we can just break that. And then we can Cradle the Magnet. It's Skunkworks. Okay, I guess we'll pay. We're playing Skunkworks. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, we're getting Bravado money, right? Unless we can't trash this for some reason. That's fine. Let's see what this is. Sensei. Oh, help me. Okay. We'll trash this. We'll probably come back for it later. If we trigger Gachapon now, we can see what's coming up. Okay, we're just going to hit OK. Safety first Turning Wheel. That's tough. But I think it's safety first. Because we're going to get the Turning Wheel back later. The Turning Wheel is a one of. But this is a card draw that we need. So we're going to get this down. Keiko we don't need. We definitely need Turning Wheel. We just put the Guinea Pig and the 0 back. Say done. And then we do want to play a card. So we'll just put the cast down. Then we get a credit start of turn. We'll have to pay 1, 2, 3. We'll have to pay 8 to get into the remote to trash the Sansan, which we do need to trash. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Drawing a gamble's nice. Not a usual Sportsmetal. I've never seen this. Yeah. I also don't really know what usual Sportsmetal looks like these days, but we're rezzing it? Yeah. You can take it back if you want. I don't have the creds to score. Yeah, I was confused too. Well, this tells us they have an agenda in hand. Although we would have assumed that anyways. Sprint, which we knew about. We know there's GFIs looming. We don't have Mad Dash. So we're gonna have to find 6 real points. Sprint into hedge fund into Ice HQ. Okay. So we're running the Sansan, right? Like, this is so interesting because Sansan's 3 influence. So we've seen Sansan and we've seen Spin Doctor and we've seen GFI. So let's assume there's 3 GFIs and 3 Spin Doctors. So that's 6. And then this Sansan makes it 9. So there's 6 other influence left. And if there's 1 more Sansan, that means there's no Audacities. And that's really good for us. Let's get this Gnat credit because that's why we're playing. That's why we're here today. Gamble, run the remote. We should probably run HQ first, right? Just to force some reses. Although Drafter kind of sucks because we don't have our MK yet. So I guess we have to draw. How much does this cost us? 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we get 2 back, so it costs us 6. So we can gamble and run. Let's draw now. Leech is fine. We don't want to draw again, right? Because that costs us a credit. So we'll gamble, run, and then we'll just play the other gamble. So we'll just double gamble. And then, yeah. We'll just double gamble, run. It might have been better. Oh, no, never mind. What am I talking about? That deck can certainly make money. Gnat is so good, confirmed. I mean, we're still losing the game, so 0 is a really good draw. So next turn we can slam 0, hit 0. But like we're still scared of like fast advance, right? Like we have to check the remote, yes, but we also need to like not lose to fast advance. Okay. We're getting all our monies. We are hitting 0, and then we're running both the remotes. It's not bad. Laundry's really good. Let's laundry the server 1. Got our turning wheel. So next turn we can like get a safety first draw, and then hopefully we can rip MK off the top, and then we can install turning wheel and then 0 the MK. Yeah. Yeah, these are both probably agendas. Because they want to get to 5, right? They get to 5 and then they can fast advance 1 agenda and score out. So we need to prevent them from getting to 5. So we need to check all this stuff. If they have a snare, we die. But that's why we have the deck name. And this is also why we laundried server 1 instead of server 4. Because of the possibility of Spin Doctor. So we're going to pop 3rd Spin Doctor. That's really good for us. We weren't even threatening Stargate, so getting that out of the way. Oh, I've had worse is good too. Avid Worst is good too. This is the state, right? Where we have like 1 or 2 cards in our hand, and then we can always control our 0 net damage. That just seems super strong to me. However, if this is a drafter and we can't break MK, then it doesn't matter how good our econ engine is. And there's 2 MKs in the last 11 cards. So we go like install Turning Wheel, hit 0, draw 5, and then we install MK, run the remote. And then this costs us like Skunkworks money, but I think we have enough. So that's fine. Oh, we don't have Cradle. Oh, but like they haven't shown that they actually have CVS. Because this could just be Skunkworks, right? So we could play as if we aren't against CVS. In which case we would... Do we have Bravado left? We don't. So we don't have a run event left. So we go like Turning Wheel, 0 the I've had worse. We go 5 cards in hand. We play a card. We play the MK. So then we have 4 cards in hand. So this is at 1 strength. Which means we can't break double Magnet. That's a problem, but we should dig as hard as possible still. So I don't see what we can do to avoid it. Or we could just not draw MK. I guess Boomerang works. That's so awkward. I mean, if this is Gatekeeper, we'll look like a genius. Okay. It's a magnet. Can't break double magnet. So if we did find MK, we would have not made it in, because we would have installed MK instead of installing the Boomerang, and we don't have enough sucker tokens for the magnets. Again, oh, I missed the prompt. Let's see if it's CVS. It's not. That's good. And then we still have our guinea pigs for the Mamie. It's advanced assembly lines, okay. And it's another sand which we'll get rid of. Okay, it's very important that we make sure Drafter doesn't trigger this game. And then we end turn. We have to discard down to 3 cards, so we can throw out our Stargate, I guess. We still have 2 MKs in the last 7. Typical Anarch problems. The game's going well though. Like I don't know. It's going okay considering that we were like down 4-1 and we got like some agendas shuffled back by good spin doctors. Thing in R&D, thing in the remote, take a credit. So we need to get some leech tokens, or actually we just need to guinea pig. What am I talking about? We don't get a nat credit. It's kind of sad. So we can like play guinea pig and then run the remote. Yeah, right? We're not waiting for anything else. We just can't run into Drafter and there's no Drafter on the remote. So we can just like keep running the remote for now. Look at this. That we just gained 9. Actually, we gained 10 with Keiko. We gained 10 with 1 card. We gained 10. And buffed our Cradle. We did all those things with 1 card. So good. Break that. And we get in here. We steal another Mega Pre. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. So then we draw 1. We find our MK. And then we 0 it away. Actually, we were a little hasty there. Because we don't get our safety first. Or we don't get our nat trigger now. We get our safety first trigger. We don't get our nat trigger. That beautiful nat trigger. We missed it. But we have our MK now. So now we can start stargating. Do we have guinea pigs left? We discarded the first one, right? Yeah, so we don't. We don't actually have that much money left. Like we're sitting on our money. Okay, we need to install a card before we need to get a card out of our hand before we run the remote. So we'll just like boomerang this in case it's Gatekeeper, right? Yeah, because we're looking to Stargate, so we'll just boomerang this and then run the remote. The remote costs us 5, which is doable for now. It's not long term, but like I think we're gonna Stargate this turn, and then like as long as they're still at. Sorry, that was for vanilla. And then we'll break this. It adds up eventually. Okay, and then we get to a Rashida, which we're happy to trash. And then we can Stargate. And then our Mamie's gonna die. But I don't think we have any... Yeah, we don't have any events left, so we can just let it die. Yeah. No Spin Doctors left. We're free to Stargate. We need to find 2 2-pointers. Hagen, we will boomerang, I guess, because it's there. This we can MK. And then this we can Cradle. Oh, we have to like deal with Skunkworks, don't we? I didn't fully think this through. Oh, it's Chrysium Grid. Okay. We can... I mean, let's access first. Oh, we're so good. We're so good. We're so good. We wanted to access anyways. That was the whole plan. We wanted to access anyways. Nobody needs Stargate. What do we do about this? If we pay 5, this costs us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have a ton of money. Although Stargate access is pretty good. I guess we trash it. And then we 0. Because we're going to get a safety first draw, whether we want it or not, which means we won't get our Gnat trigger. So we should just 0, just to take a credit. Oh! Hang on a second. Okay, look at this. Okay, so we're going to trash a card from our hand. Oh, wait. That forced me to draw. I want to trigger safety first. Do you mind if I put a card back? This credit matters. Okay, so we're gonna move that back. Yeah, it didn't give me the ability to do that. So what I wanted to do was to trigger safety first. So we draw a card if I do not have cards in my grip equal to or greater than our maximum hand size. And our maximum hand size was 3, and we had 3 cards. So we wouldn't get the draw. And then I want to trigger Mamie, which makes us trash a card from our grip at random, or trash the resource. So then we can trash a card and not get a safety first draw, so now we get a Gnat credit. You can undo if you need. I like that interaction. I like it a lot. Because right now none of our cards matter. Also, like, we were just very unlucky with setup, right? Because 0, like, we drew 0 late. And then 2 Gachapons were on the bottom. I guess we were shuffling with boomerangs. But yeah, those Gachapons would have been much better earlier on. Because now our cards are just dead. Like, we actually want them to just go away. So we'll probably, instead of clicking for credits, we'll just hit 0 for the purpose of taking that damage. Okay, what are we doing? Red level, draw 2, put a card in there, put another card in there, put another card in there. So we're installing a bunch of cards. And we're going to ignore it and Stargate, right? Unless we want to, like, contest this. But the thing is, they're at 4 points. I guess they could double seamless advance a GFI? Is that what we're scared of? Because they have to score twice otherwise, right? So if we can just Stargate and then just click for 3, and we can Stargate again next turn, we'll probably beat them if they have to score twice. And I don't have to deal with like skunkworks and stuff. So let's Stargate. This costs us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have enough. It's a very hard fought game from a slower start against a fast deck. All right, Seamless, Arella, and Managarm. So we get rid of the Seamless, I guess, because these two, I guess Skunkworks matters. But if they put it on R&D, we'll just double click it after Stargate click 1. Arella is fine. Oh, I guess they could win with Arella? I don't know. We can't run this anymore, so it's fine. Let's get rid of the Seamless. We could try to contest HQ. I think we just take money. So let's hit the 0 just for fun. And then we'll just take money. Yeah. I guess we'll just trash our hand. Let's just trash our hand. We don't need the Mimi credits. We're just using it for the ability to get rid of cards in our hand. Do we lose here? Oh, we do. Well done. Skunk in remote? Yeah, we could have ran that. Oh, he had all the GFIs in hand. Ah. All the GFIs in hand. Oh, we should have ran HQ last turn. We should have ran HQ last turn. I didn't think about Sansan. I did not think about Sansan. Because we had enough to break this. It's just 2, 4, 5, and then we can like click through the skunk. But like if it's not, then we kind of like waste a bunch of money. That's the whole game, right? Yeah, we should have ran HQ. Would have had a 2 and 3. I had 3 in hand. Had 3 agendas in hand. Because if you have 3 in hand, you don't install the if you have 3 other agendas and one of them's like a 2-pointer, you don't install the GFI. So I assume there's 2 GFIs in hand, and they started their turn with 4 cards in HQ, and they played a Seamless. So I had a 50-50 if I ran HQ. Huh. The game was pretty close. Hey, yeah, good game. That was a really interesting game. Made the wrong choice at the end there. I was thinking about that remote quite a bit. Like I can get in there, but it's just reading where I think things are. I should have ran HQ. It was 3 3/2s left in hand. Oh really? Okay, so what is the thing is like what's your ice on HQ? But like if you res anything, I can break it. Or I can't, but then you can't res Sansan. So yeah, like I definitely should have ran HQ last click. If Brandon was with us, he would have made me do that because if he sees no agendas in R&D off a Stargate, then he will automatically think they're in HQ. And Gatekeeper into Drafter. Can I break Gatekeeper? Yeah, I can. Because I think I had 3. I had at least 3 counters on the leech, so I could break Gatekeeper. Yeah, and if you res, then you can't win. Yeah, that was pretty good. Like slow start getting to there. I'm pretty happy about it. It kind of proves the econ engine of this deck. And it was like disappointing that like we only played 1 guinea pig that whole game, because like our hand at the start was awkward, so we had to discard 1, and we drew the other 2 together. So we play 1 and 1 trashes the other. So we only were able to play 1 guinea pig that game, and guinea pig's a lot of money. All right, Joe. Let's see if he's bringing Jateki. All right, we got HB. Against HB, I mean, we're just mulliganing for safety first. Or Gachapon. And we have neither. So we're going to throw the hand away. There's Gachapon. Please pause. Corp is acting. As they should. It's turn 1. Laundry's good. Like, we can, like, dump our hand here pretty well. Right? They go... Oh, they have a hedge fund as well. It's pretty good. Because, he installs... in Rashida Ice. Did he keep? No, he mulliganed. Okay, so we might not have Rashida turn 1. We probably still do, though. Because HB... Oh, wow. Okay, we're just installing Rashidas. What do we do? We can play 3 cards and then just not Gachapon. We want to run these, right? But if one of them spin, we can get popped. YOLO. It's Maryland campaign. Sure. Rashida? We got the 50-50 on the laundry. Excellent. We could have laundried the spin. We chose the right server. But this way he gets to spin the Maryland back, so I guess we're both not unhappy about it. Do I want to install the Taka now? We just put the Gachapon down, don't trigger it. Get a Gnat trigger. Yeah. Sprint. Is Joe playing hard-hitting news? Are we up against hard-hitting news, PD? Is that why we're sprinting? Sprint is a pretty suspicious click 1. It's a very suspicious click 1. We want to faceplant this, right? So let's do that. That's fine. It's a brainstorm. Okay. I mean, we lose our Taka and our turning wheel, which are both 1-ofs. So that could be a problem. So we're going to have to rely on Stargate and single access here. But at a cost of 9 credits to the corp, we might be okay. Oh. Oh. Okay, I guess we're dead. I found my barrier breaker and my and my Kodia breaker, but not my Sentry breaker. That's unfortunate. Found clip, cradle, but no MK. No. Our MK Ultra is not doing it for us. Both games was slow coming out. The brainstorm into gained. We had a decent out there, right? Like 6 37. What is that? Now I want to find out. So if anybody wants like quick statistics, you go here and you say number of cards in deck, and then you say 2, and we saw 6 cards with the Gachapon. We want one of them. We had 30%. We had 30% to Gachapon into an MK. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Considering that setup. Yeah. I was when you sprinted click 1, I was scared of hard-hitting news. Surprised you continued for the Axis, actually. I mean, like, I guess ganked is the one reason that I wouldn't continue. Because yeah, like, I guess Brainstorm does signify ganked, but you could have, like, I don't know what your hand was, but if Brainstorm was your only ice and you had Rashida, you would have made the same play, right? You would have installed Brainstorm, installed Rashida, and I want to trash Rashida, especially with you on 0. So I think it's a decent continue. You bankrupted yourself for it, yeah. I don't know if I had thought about ganked, which I didn't, but if I had thought about it, I might have jacked out. But I think even if I had thought about ganked, I would have continued. Yeah, because like the deck also has twins, so we have to MK through a bunch of brain damage subs. Oh. Wait a second. Okay. So that deck is only good against us early, and then later on in the game, I start running with no cards in hand, and then your whole twins ganked brainstorm thing does nothing. That's pretty funny. Twins is still legal. I think twins is ordering chaos. Right? Twins, yeah, it's ordering chaos, so it's legal for now. Ansel can clear my board. Yeah, and I will have my board will be all I have, because I won't have cards in hand. It's a fun deck. I've been playing. Bridgman got me into Classic Hearthstone recently. He's been running this like single elimination Classic Hearthstone tournament. That I was like, I'll join. I didn't know that Classic even existed as a format, and then I like checked it out, and it's just like all these old cards that's filled with nostalgia. So I've been playing that. We both grinded our way to Legend in like about a week, maybe 5 days. No, I want to say a week. 5 days seems a little hardcore. Yeah, probably a week. We both grinded our way to Legend today, and in that format, there's a lot of Zoo Warlock. I know like a lot of people might not know what I'm talking about, but this net deck feels like Zoo Warlock, because you just like play your cards and then you have no cards in hand, and then you're just taking every turn with like 1 or 2 cards in your hand. Still legal until next rotation, yeah. All right. Is it CTM? It is. Okay. Here we go. Okay. We're okay. We're playing Gnat. I think this is a good matchup. And then I might just be completely wrong, but I actually think this is a decent matchup. Oh. 4 agendas and a market forces. Go again. So they mulliganed into a bad hand. That was kind of disappointed because this is good. I guess with... Wait, what? Rejoin. Oh, there we go. Because we had double daily cast, dirty laundry, safety first there. If they didn't have hard hitting, we could like laundry, double daily cast, and safety first, and that would be a sick turn one. But I think that's probably too much risk. So we probably just take a credit, double daily cast, safety first, then we just draw a card and don't get a nat trigger. It's a little sad. Apparently they have a better hand now. So do we, I think. Maybe. We're looking for our one liberated. Like, laundry's a dangerous card, right? Cast is fine. Keiko's blank. Turning wheel's blank. And then Gachapon can be good, so I think we mulligan this. Guinea pig's good. We lose our boomerang if we play the guinea pig. Our boomerangs, this is our way through Tollbooth. And I don't remember if they play Tollbooth. You don't know if popping the spin dog in the first turn was good or not? Given the situation with the hedge fund and the Maryland, I guess you do. Like, if I access it, I'd probably leave it. So, yeah, like you could have left it, and then if somebody trashes it, I guess it's good for you. Okay, what do we do here? Gachapon, guinea pig, and then we Gachapon into safety first, right? Right. Yeah, we got it. All right, so now we install safety first. This is so good. Do we need the Taka? We need the Gamble. We need the MK. And we need the I've had worse? This is awkward. I guess we don't need the I've had worse, right? We have safety first. We'll just draw a card every turn. Do we need the Taka in this matchup? I think we do. We'll just put the breaker back and then hope we draw Keiko. Is that risky? Might be risky. Might be risky. And they're playing Turnpikes. We'll just hope we draw the Keiko. Or we throw the Gamble away. Let's throw the Gamble away. We'll play it safe. We can draw one. Do we want to nail the Aries? No. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's take a credit here. Safety first, we'll draw Gachapon. They're going to Mamba into Maryland, which is pretty good. And they don't have an Aries. That's good for us. Draw 2 new remotes. We do want to run these, I think. Let's see if we can get a laundry. Oh. Okay, so we're just gonna set up our econ then. Right, this, and then we'll guinea pig next turn after installing Stargate. I don't even know if we install Stargate. Our turning wheel's still in our deck. If they score Aries here, we won't install the Stargate. If they don't, then maybe we install the Stargate. It's such a risk. Because if we install Stargate, we assume that they're not gonna have Ares, and like we can play to that, right? Like we can like install Stargate, play Guinea Pig. Guinea Pig will actually net us 6 because of Mamie and Keiko. Sorry, what am I talking about? It gains us 6 anyways. It gains us 8. It gains us 8, and then we pay 4 for Stargate, so we'd be at 14. Oh, we should have triggered this first. Is there a reason to trigger that first? No, there isn't. We can trigger it now. Okay. So we don't need this, so I guess we're just installing the free MK. And then we'll shuffle the 2 zeros and the guinea pig back. Because we want the zeros, right? More than the daily cast? I think so. Yeah, 0 is so good. So let's say done. Just to get a little bit more information of what we're doing. Okay, so we can like install Stargate. We can even just hit Stargate this turn, right? Okay, so we do this. We run this just to make sure there's no naked Ares. There's a bankers group. We're gonna start like tempo hardening news. If we trash this, we want to trash this. We do, but it's such a difficult situation against CTM. If we don't trash it, we can just Stargate. Let's leave it. Toll booth Bologna IP block. Let's get the toll booth out of here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good Stargate. I imagine he newses me here. Like he'll just dump all his money into news. And CTM can do that, right? Because they have a bunch of drip. They draw their IP block, put it on R&D. That makes sense. And then they put a card in a new remote. Like we do kind of want to keep checking this to make sure that there's no Ares. But I also think that they'll probably ice Ares at this point. So for that reason, we could leave it. And then we can like turning wheel run HQ. We need more money though. Yeah. Oh, laundry is very good. Okay, so then we can laundry HQ. We want an agenda. Market forces, sure. Amani's super annoying. We got wrecked by this last time. So we'll probably have to take a turn trashing things at some point. Oh, they put a Beal naked? Come on. Okay. I mean, we won't pay 3. You just bounce a Stargate, right? Oh, there's just a Beal naked on the board. CTM players, man. Pay 3 to keep our Stargate? No. We'll take it back. We can take a turn here to set up a bit more. Oh, if we paid 3 credits, we would have gotten a Gnat credit. So it had actually only cost us 2. I guess that's a mistake. Naked Beal. That's what we're gonna lose to. We have to trash a bunch of stuff, right? We trash some stuff and then we get newsed. Okay, let's run this first. Maryland. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that puts us at 7 credits. It's not enough. It's not enough. I do want to trash this before they shuffle it, right? So we can just like trash this, and then keep the Amani up. Yeah. Just trash their money. We can clear. If we play casts, we get a credit at start of turn. Playing casts is super tempting here, but we probably shouldn't. Oh, we wouldn't get a Gnat credit. We'd get a safety first draw. Let's just credit. We'll play it safe. Spamming 3 new cards and drawing 1. Yep. Yeah, like the Amani is what makes us play their game, which sucks. One of these is Bologna, right? We're just putting a Bologna naked on the board. I wonder if he plays Seamless. Probably not. Like we're gonna one of these is an Ares, and we have to like trash the Amani, and then run and trash the Ares, and then we get newsed. We also lose the Mamie. Otherwise, they score the Ares, and we get Amani'd anyways. Such a busted card. Daily cast. No, we can't run. Like, we're not ready to run. 0 hit 0. We're gonna get Amani'd. It's fine. These 2 are not needed. Another bankers group. Yep. Ares. Yep. Yeah, this is not good. We'll just pay. We want to keep the 1 counter wheel. You're gonna put an MVT on there? Sure. We don't need the Taka, do we? Probably do. It's fine. It's 50-50 for the Stargate. We got it. That's really good. We could like laundry this. No, we can't. Okay, so we'll have to like take a turn to trash Amani's next turn. So we can install Taka. We can laundry HQ install Taka. Laundry HQ. I mean, we should laundry HQ anyways. Like we can find the Bologna here, right? The market forces again, of course. And we can just play the guinea pig instead of the Taka. We could also run HQ and just C2, but we did just install the daily cast. So let's just guinea pig. And then we get a safety first trigger, get a Gnat trigger next turn. We're doing okay. It's not good at all, but we're doing okay. We need to find that Bologna HQ, but it might get spin doctored here. Or not. We're icing HQ. That's fine. Okay. So we go... I think we run the spin. And then we run like the Amani, and then we run these 2 cards because these are naked agendas, right? Oh, we can't run all that because we're going to have to take CTM and Ares tag. Okay, let's run this. I think we have to pay for CTM. Pay for, run, clear tag. Take an agenda, please. Marilyn, you can keep it. Agenda. DBS, really? The times that I check. DBS. DBS is really good for him. If we trash it, we get newsed. we trash it, we get newsed. If we don't trash it, they get DBS. We don't want them to have DBS. Let's trash it. Yeah. We just have to play the... Like, we have to pull cards out of centrals here. Like, we're not winning this game from the board. So we're going to have to win by not giving them control of centrals. So that's why we have to trash the DBS. We just hope we don't get newsed here. We probably are. And then we have to just clear 4. And that's our turn. And then we get a safety first draw. It's not the end of the world. Oh, they're digging for their news? Is that what's happening? They have it, right? We do know they have Market Forces in hand, which is the card that wrecked us last time as well. Got wrecked by a lot of cards last time. Okay, we have Paperclip, we have MK, we don't have Cradle. We can probably break whatever this is. So we can like run HQ C2 here if we want. We can go like Gamble, Gachapon, run HQ, and then we can just not worry about this new card. It's probably Rashida. Do we want to take 2 tags and deal with Rashida? Not really. So let's do that. What does this Gachapon get us? It gets us Taka, and it gets us Leech. Leech is good. And our Stargates are gone, which we don't need anyways, because he has Ares. So let's play this. Let's play this. Let's run first, just to see if we need our Cradle. And if we don't need our Cradle, then we will get our Leech. But Hydra's going to cost us a bunch, so we definitely need to Turning Wheel here and try to steal this. Oh, we got to pay 12. This doesn't get us hardware, right? Right. So we can take a tag, give them $5 and end the run. Hydra's so good. Why does it have to be Hydra? So we have to win it of R&D now? It's not impossible. We can just let things build up in HQ, which they might have already, right? Which is why we want to access. But if we pay 12, we go down to 7 credits. And that's a quick way to lose the game. So we'll let this fire. And then we'll clear the tag. And then we'll need to trigger the Gachapon before start of turn if we want to pull our Taka. Otherwise, we'll probably look for Leech. Leech is fine too. Yeah, Leech is fine too. So we might... I don't know. Taka and Leech are both fine. We'll probably start running R&D next turn. It was Rashida, which we had expected. Nothing we can do about that. Yeah, Ares CTM is too much. Installing ice. We're double icing. So we have an agenda now? How many Hydras do they have, right? Oh, I forgot to trigger Gachapon. Should I ask to go back? Nah. We'll just 0. Bravado's good. Okay, so we can like Bravado. We should install the cast first so we can break Tollbooth. Does that even make sense? 3, 4, so we're at 17. So then we can break Tollbooth? I guess it does. Install cast, Bravado, one of the remotes. Would they have put the agenda down first or the agenda down second? I would put it down first. It's Enigma. Okay, so we can pick up our Cradle. Leech, Mamie we don't need. 3 cards shuffle back, so we need Leech, we need Gamble, and I guess the rest of these cards don't matter. So I guess we'll put the... Is there a reason to install another? No. So we'll just put the Cradle back, I guess. Say done. We'll break for 2. It's a Spin Doctor? Sure. They're shuffling back Tollbooth and DBS. Really? That's interesting. They think Tollbooth is going to be good. Nah, we'll just go. It costs us $5. It's fine. Let's check the other card. Just to show them that we're willing to run. If this is MVT, we lose. It's Amani. We can't trash that now. So we'll leave it. That sucks. Of course it's Amani. Actually, I should have read that that's Amani because they didn't shuffle back the other Amani. So I should have read that this is Amani and then just like drawn a card or taken a credit. Sprint click 1. We're still in this game. Sprint is pretty good for them though, because it lets them put their agendas back into R&D. Ice there. That doesn't... That's fine. Like, this game's probably going to come down to them baiting us through a remote. And if that happens, like, we're giving them too much control, right? So we have to probably like just trash the Amani and then get central accesses. We're at 21 credits, which is a good amount of credits. Let's trash the Amani. And then we'll probably like install Leech, run Archives. Actually, we don't have the clicks for that, so we're just going to take like a bunch of tags here. Just like take 2 tags, put the Leech down. That's fine. We'll end the turn at 8, and then we'll get newsed. We're definitely getting newsed, right? And then they're going to put a Beal in server 15 after news. I wonder if we need this Leech. We'll just hit 0 just to get more money. Liberated's good. Oh, actually 0 doesn't get us more money. I guess it does for the purposes of the trace, but it doesn't because we lost our Gnat draw by hitting 0. Or our Gnat credit. Yeah, I'm expecting Agenda server 15 hard hitting. So then we'll have to choose if we want to like run here. But like that's the play that we made last time, and then we get market forces. But they probably, if they have multiple agendas in hand, we can probably like sweep HQ after this agenda score. So it's not terrible. They're gonna install a bunch. We have no news. Oh, no way. Okay. That's excellent. That's good news. The good news is we have no news. Okay. We can make this work. We can like laundry here and then bravado here. Oh, we can't break Tollbooth, right? So we have to install the Liberated first. We have to install the Liberated so that we can break Tollbooth. We could also ignore everything. I don't think they have 3 Amanis, right? You gotta be pretty rude to play 3 Amanis. So Like we can ignore, let them score, and then we run afterwards after taking a turn. So we can just like liberated, hit it twice, and then like laundry archives, laundry here, bravado here. No, this is MVT. Let's laundry here. We don't want a laundry outside, right? Because it's could be spin doctor. This actually gains us money. It gains us 1, which is not a lot. DBS getting rezzed. I don't want to pay 4 for that right now, so we'll just leave it. And then we'll double. Oh, I guess we could Malia here, but if they had it, they would have said something. Outside card was Spin Doctor. They could do something like triple advance Beal, Jeeves click, install money, score. Sansan? Oh, it's a Bologna. Okay. Why do I keep assuming things are MVTs? Bad assumptions. Very bad assumptions. This is just a losing position. There's nothing I can do about this. Like we trash this, and then we trash this, I guess. And then we turning wheel HQ next turn and try to steal a bunch of agendas that have just accumulated in hand. But they're just going to jam, right? Bravado. Like I want to trash the DBS, but I don't think I can. Yeah, you need a really optimized econ deck to beat CTM. Bravado, the Sansan. Like I just have to hope that they don't have Beal, or any 1-pointer. No, that's not realistic. We could just pull them out of HQ, honestly. Yeah, let's just snipe them out of HQ. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. We're going to Bravado R&D. IP block. We did know it was IP block, so we can break that. We're gonna get some money. They're gonna pop Spin Doctor, which is really weird. Why are we popping Spin Doctor? Sprint Rashida? There's a bunch of agendas in R&D, I guess. Sansan's fine, so that's good. Like, look, like if we had ran this Sansan, we would have just drawn another Sansan. I guess he wouldn't have Spin Doctored, but you know, argument kind of stands. All the Spin Doctors are gone, all our Stargates are gone, so it balances itself out, I guess. And then we just like run HQ C3. Hit Liberated, run HQ C3. Is there a reason to hit Liberated? This costs us 12. So we'll have $10 to not trash anything because he has Ares. So we don't want to trash anything anyways. The last 2 cards in our deck. One of them's a Gamble. It's a good card. But we can just chill with the 0. Oh, actually we can hit it anyways because safety first isn't going to draw for us. So let's... Do we have laundry? No, we don't. Okay, so we just run HQ here. Oh, we turning wheel C3. And then we just hope that that gets us what we need to see. And then from there, we'll just pull things out of R&D. That's the best I think we can go for. Marilyn can stay, Rashida can stay, and Harding News can stay. All right, we'll see if they have it. They do. Yep. Yeah, with just the Gamble left. Like, I don't know. Like, I think if we steal 2 agendas there, and then we, between Liberated, Gamble, Gamble gains us 6 with Mamie and Keiko. And then from there, From there, we try to like top deck out of R&D. Yeah, that was rough. We should have ran the Ares when I knew it was on the board. But it's such a hard position with the Amani there to run and check agendas. Oh, and then the Naked Beal as well. Like the single install Naked Beal we could have checked, which I thought of at the time as well. But I was like, I think I said something like they wouldn't put the Ares out without icing it, which I think is true. Because at that point, Ares was much better than Beal. So I think if it was Ares, they would have held it and iced it. But I don't know. I don't play enough CTM, and as somebody who doesn't play enough CTM, I understand that CTM players like to put agendas on the board when you wouldn't expect them to. Yeah. It's pretty fun. The Nat deck, like with the whole system, is pretty fun if it gets set up. I think I'm feeling one more, so let's do that. What does everyone think? Do you think we can keep up with CTM? I think there's a world where we can. I also hope that my chat hasn't just... Let me check. Oh, I guess I can't check. Yeah, my OBS chat log doesn't work for some reason. View docs. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I had to turn it off and turn it back on again. That's odd. Yeah, it's actually pretty fun to play. Just having like very few cards in hand, and like, you know, having guinea pigs is pretty fun. Having like that amount of econ, like it's you obviously have more econ than like the average enter deck. I want to say, I guess like more consistent. Consistently playable econ, because usually liberated costs a bunch of time to use, right? We'll see if we can... What did we play against today? Oh yeah, we played against the Sportsmetal. Sportsmetal was a close game. Do we have any ideas for next week? Oh, is there there's RAM sometime, right? I should figure out when that is. RAM is the 29th. Oh, that's tomorrow. I can't play tomorrow. I have a... that's unfortunate. I didn't realize it was tomorrow. 3 p.m. UTC, 5 p.m. UTC start. That's UTC. UTC, I think, is 7 hours. 7-hour difference from me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 8 a.m. for me. Yeah, I have a... what do you even call it? Like this, one of my classes has like this session tomorrow, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they say it's optional, which I guess it is, but it's like they go through the information about one of the samples. I could not go to that. I'll think about it. How many do we got? We got 7 right now registered, although not everybody registers on ABR. UTC. Local time. What happens if I click on this? Oh, yeah, there we go. 8 a.m. Yeah. 8 a.m. Kyle, do you know if are you playing in it? Or is Brandon playing in it? It's a better time for Toronto. For I guess 10 a.m. If you wake up in time. Yeah, 8 a.m.'s early. 9:30. I have classes at 9:30 and I have trouble waking up for that. So Brandon doesn't think you'll wake up in time. Very good. You got to prove him wrong. That's the whole thing. Brandon wants you to play. That's why he's telling you he doesn't think you'll wake up in time. It's an awful situation he's put you in. Like, he's either going to be right or he's going to be happy. So it's... Is Brandon playing? Do you know who he'll be with if he is? If I do play, I'll probably like... Well, I mean, we'll see what the situation with everybody else is. But if I can, I'll try to stream my deck building. I don't know who his Oracle will be. You might be expecting me to. Okay. Ah, it's tomorrow. I probably shouldn't. Super tempting, though. Super tempting. Yeah. I don't know. The session thing tomorrow will probably be... It's not like instructor led. Like, they put you into breakout rooms, and then if you have a decent grasp of the material, then it's going to be like pretty slow for you, which I think is how I'm going to experience it. It's just going to be super slow. It'll probably be helpful though. The exam's picking up soon, so yeah. How many games do we have right now? 10 games. Waiting for a game. What class again? This is accounting 418. It's what is it called? It's called Advanced Financial Accounting, which I asked you about this maybe last year, Jason. Where I don't know, we were in a Discord and we were just like, I was just listing off class names to you and asking you if they were difficult or like how you thought of them. I think your description of what you took as advanced financial accounting, I think you said was like a lot of like accounting for mergers. You were a TA for that class? No, so, see, you said that yours was all about like mergers and how to like take two companies' financial statements and push them together. But so far, what I've been doing is consolidation is the word. So far, what I've been doing is not for profits. So we've been looking at ASNPO and doing like fund accounting and like deferral method versus restricted fund method, and then like the next topic is foreign exchange, and talking about like how to account for foreign currency. It was 1 week at the end. Okay. Yeah, so I guess maybe I'll get to consolidation. I don't really like, if it's a mandatory class, I won't look at this. I won't look at the contents of the class because, like, regardless of the contents of the class, I'll have to do it anyways. So that was all in there. Okay. Actually, I think we actually went over the course, and I don't remember consolidation being part of it. Oh, maybe I misremembered. Jason, how are you enjoying work these days? Now that you're all done with your school. It blows right now. It's. Oh yeah. We have a lot of people come in and tell us about work life balance, and then I sit there and I was like, I'm not going to do accounting. On average, it's pretty good. That's good to hear. It's taken quite a while for us to get a game, eh? It's not usually like that. On average, game queue time is also pretty good. Yeah, we've been here for a while. Audit work is open on the other screen. Very nice. Audit. I just finished my audit class. Audit was pretty fun. I mean, like, it's fun in the sense that it's interesting to learn about auditing. I don't know about doing it, but yeah, it's interesting to learn about it. Okay, we've now got 2 runner games up. But I will stick to my desire to play this deck again. I guess RAM is like earlier for Vancouver, hey? So it's 7. It'd be 7 a.m. for Vancouver. Is anybody in Vancouver playing RAM tomorrow? Wonder if Joe and Alex have been playing. I got roped into playing. Got roped into playing Flesh and Blood tomorrow instead. That sounds reasonable. I forgot about that, eh? Part of my, if I do come to Vancouver, part of the come to Vancouver contract includes learning Flesh and Blood, I believe. Oh yeah, Joe, are you guys playing Flesh and Blood? Tell the internet your address. Do you guys play? Are you playing Flesh and Blood like in person? Like, is there tournaments going on right now? If there is, that's pretty cool. Edmonton's been doing nothing, as far as I know. most card game places are either closed or like they're just running like casual walk-ins or individual parties. It's a draft event. Okay. Come to Toronto, enjoy permanent lockdown. Alberta's never had like lockdown. I remember talking to Andre, and he said that they would have lockdowns in Montreal where they have a curfew and you have to go home and you're not supposed to be in the streets after a certain time. I don't recall the time. And then sometimes they'll have people like ask you what you're doing if you're there, but like usually people are pretty good at following it and there's nobody on the streets after that time. It'd be interesting to see. Alberta's never done that. All we've done is just restricted businesses and like paid. Yeah, all we've done is restricted businesses and paid people $100 to get a vaccine. Watching from Korea. Hey, very cool. Nice to have you. I just accidentally clicked something. There we go. Watching from Korea. Who's from Korea? That I think Mollette is from Korea. How long have you been playing Netrunner? I've been playing Netrunner for, I think, since 2014. So it's been six and a half years now. 6.5 years, yeah. I think they were releasing the Lunar expansions when I started playing. They had already released all of Genesis, and they were into like the later half of Lunar, and that's when my friends introduced me to it. And then I don't think I got my own cards and started actually learning how to play like until like I think when Lunar finished. I hope that's 2014. If it's not, follow the Lunar expansion. I mean, like technically I still don't have a full collection. Like I kind of played with my friends and we would like share a collection. And we would have like a bunch of like agreements on like I would buy a pack and then you would buy a pack and you would buy a pack. So we would have like an incomplete collection, but between all of us we had a complete collection, which became a problem when I started playing in tournaments. But then like as time kind of went on, I was the only one that kind of like kept going, and the rest of them, they still play, but they don't keep buying they stop buying the cards. So now I have like much more of a complete collection now, but I think there's still cards that I'm missing. But I imagine with like Nisei releasing things, like reprinting things, I'll eventually get a full. Could you tell me some tips playing Adam? Oh, so we have safety first in this deck. Here, I will talk in a second. This is Kyle, I believe. So we'll just send a message. We're playing against Asa. This is a fine hand, but we're looking for safety first. But this is a fine hand. Let's mulligan it. Zero's better. Adam's a very, like, I'm sure, like, it sounds like you've played some Adam already. Adam's, like, it's quite early game dependent from what I could tell. I had, like, a T400 memory diamond in my Adam, and that made the deck feel quite a bit better. If you're interested, after this game, I can show you my Adam list and kind of talk about it. It'll probably be a bit difficult talking about it while also playing this. So I can come back to that at the end if you're still around. Okay, triple install and a piece of ice. We have Bravado for the ice, which is awesome. So we can just... We can't hit 0 this turn, I don't think. It's kind of sad. Let's Bravado. Lumba Temple? Fine. Gatekeeper? Fine. Fire? Gatekeeper, like, Gatekeeper's gonna fire eventually, right? So this is fine. They're gonna draw 3. They're gonna consider if they want to put agendas away. They do. They shuffle a GFI back. We could, like, 0 and nail the paperclip, but I don't think we need to take that risk. There's no reason that we would want to run this, I think. This is probably just a Maryland. I guess we want to run Maryland. Yeah, let's run this, actually. If this is Maryland, we'll trash it. Oh. Spin Doctor? I guess we want to leave it so that Drafter continues to be blank. Yeah. And then we'll put the Keiko down and put the Mamie down. And then next turn we'll get a Gnat trigger, and we'll install 0 and 0 the paperclip away. And we're off to the races. It's not a bad start. Unless we get newsed here. Then it would be a bad start. So don't get newsed. And then we can hopefully just get some daily cast down. Play a guinea pig. Find safety first. That's a good step. Oh, okay. Whew. I saw the operation thing here. And I saw that an operation was resolving. And I was like, oh no, we're getting newsed. But no, we're not. It's fine. Okay, let's get a net credit. Let's install 0. Let's hit 0. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Safety first, into guinea pig, into draw card. Oh, good stuff. They fire another Rashida, though. That's really good for them. Install a card new remote. Wait, icing it? I think that's what they're considering, because we're committing 3 ice on remotes now. Which is fine until I get my Stargate. But until then, it's fine. This safety first draw was actually a good draw, because now we can 0 it. Drawing bad cards is good sometimes. We do kind of want to contest these. We don't have the breakers to contest these, and there's also cards in the bin, so we don't want Drafter to fire. So we'll probably have to, like, play it safe until then. The Mamba Temple, we kind of do want to bring down. The I've Had Worse is really good. Let's see. If we play the I've Had Worse, we go to 4 cards, and then we can play 2 of the cards and get a safety first trigger. That's fine. Oh, we use the Keiko as well, which is pretty neat. Boomerang gets us through somewhere. One of these is Jeeves, right? Maybe this is Jeeves? And then we're scoring a sandbox? I'd imagine that's what's happening this turn. So we can, like, Boomerang run. If we Boomerang run, we don't get our safety first trigger. If we give them sandbox, that's also bad. Huh. I feel like we want to run one of these. Let's. And I also feel like it's server 4. We don't get our triggers. Can we win if we leave them a sandbox? I think we can. I think we can. Let's daily cast Gachapon, and we'll draw Mamie. Which I guess is wrong, actually, because, yeah. Okay. So we're scoring sandbox. That was expected. I think this card, server 4 might still be an agenda. Let's trigger Gachapon. We should have done that before the start of turn, but there's very few cards that actually trigger at start of turn. Like, it's just the companions. We want all of these cards, but we want the I've Had Worse for sure. We want the Dirty Laundry for sure, and the Guinea Pig for sure. And then we can get rid of the Liberate the Daily Cast just because they're slower on tempo. We do want to bring the Jeeves down because Purge install is too good. So let's do that. And then we can probably like start running HQ. We like gamble, make a single run on HQ. This is good. Like we're pretty good at Boomerang and Gatekeepers. Let's trash this. Let's shuffle the Boomerang back. Let's play the gamble. I guess we should run first. Let's go. Yeah, let's go HQ. Skunk. I'll get rid of it. Play the gamble, and then we'll safety first draw and get a net credit. And then we got another gamble with the Mamie Keiko. This deck's actually kind of sick. It's just slightly below par or above par. Above par is bad, right? It's slightly worse than like the level that we wanted at because of pressure reasons. And like the bravados are already there to try to make putting pressure easier. But it seems like most corps are able to get around that still. So there's like not enough pressure in the deck. There's also not enough breakers in the deck. Stargate though. Stargate's good. Guinea Pig. I guess we can like install Stargate, install Guinea Pig. And we can just win by Stargate. Good plan. Good plan. Draw the paper. Like, I don't know. Maybe we're just getting unlucky with draws because we're drawing a lot of cards every turn. I guess we are now. Like maybe we weren't at the start because like we're getting a safety first draw and like 2 draws from 0. So we're seeing 3 fresh cards every turn at least. And that's quite a bit. Scoring Luminal, installing, and taking 2 credits. Like we need to run this, right? But we can't run this because we don't have a Code Gatebreaker. So like we can't do anything until we find a Code Gatebreaker. And we still don't have a Code Gatebreaker. Or a Sentry Breaker for that matter. So we just like laundry the 1 card in hand. We already hit 0, right? Yeah, like I don't know. We'll just keep drawing. Leech, Laundry HQ. Like see, like this is a good turn. We're just being a little slow contesting ice. Seamless in hand. Like it's actually not bad. Yeah, it really depends on what kind of ice they have because okay, they are gonna score here. So like we can still like with 32 credits and Taka, we can run wherever we want, right? As long as we get our breakers down. So as long as we can get our breakers down here, we can contest. Do I even install Taka? Might be too slow. I think it'll pay off. So let's do it. And then we'll hit this. We found our Cradle. But we don't have our MK. But we do have Boomerang. So we can just keep drawing. Is this an agenda? It is, right? Dang it. I think this is an agenda. Let's check it. I think there's a chance this is an agenda. Like it could be temple. But that's it, right? If it's G's, it would have been rezzed. If it's an econ asset, it would have been rezzed. It could be a second. Oh, it is a second spin. Okay, yeah, second spin makes sense. And we're actually happy to make this run here, because we force one spin to get pop, we get rid of another spin, and then from here we can hopefully draw. We drew Gachapon. That works. Gachapon works. Okay, so now we have all our breakers, unless we get super unlucky with this Gachapon. So next turn we can install Cradle, install Gachapon, run, and then we can Gachapon into the MK. And we'll have a Taka credit to support that as well. This should be an agenda. Is it Void? We don't have Void, right? Why do we have 2 upgrades? That's interesting. Do I have time to get another card? I don't. So it's Cradle, Gachapon, run server 1. And then if this is Drafter, we'll have to Gachapon into MK. If it's not, okay, it is Drafter. Okay. Whew. I didn't see it when I first looked through, but it's there. It's there. We're good. We're good. Boomerang. We don't need the Boomerang anymore. There's one Gatekeeper that we can't break, but if we get a single Leech token, then we can break it. So we'll just put the money in. So Bravado, Gamble. Oh, I guess we put the Boomerang back in anyways. Yeah. Because we don't need I've had worse or 0. And then we need to break, which costs us 1. And then this costs us 2. And then we'll have to pay through a Skunkworks, which is a lot of money, but it's fine, largely. What's happening? We're not rezzing anything? Oh. Oh. Okay. I was like, what? 4, 5. I was confused. I would pay anyways. Okay, so then we'll see the other card. It's ganked. Okay. We'll pay 3. We pay 3 if they bounce us into the Drafter, so we pay 3 anyways. Our Mamie's gonna trash a card from Grip. Wait, you must trash 1 card from your grip at random or trash this resource. How does Mamie work with no cards? How does Mamie work with no cards? I must trash a card from my grip at random. I could see this being ruled either way. Huh. Okay, well, I mean, we're going to run server 4 anyways, right? So let's do that. I'm expecting Rashida. Jeeves. We trash Jeeves. Yeah, we have to lose the Mamie. That sucks. Oh, wait. No, it... Hang on. Hang on. It won't let me... I have to say safety first. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna close prompt, and then we use safety first, and then we'll discard it. There we go. That works. So we'll safety first to the Keiko, and then we'll get rid of the Keiko. We have money left, right? Like, we have one gamble, we have one bravado. That's actually not a lot of money. We have one guinea pig. So there's 1, 2, 3, 2 laundries, 4, 5. So there's 5 econ operations in our deck. 5 econ operations. And then I've had worse, which there's 1. But we wouldn't want to play it anyways. We just 0 it. MCA. That's fine. So we go draw, hit 0. Ooh, never mind. We're not hitting 0. Oh, we can just bravado this. How much does this cost us? 3. Oh, actually, it could be Gatekeeper, and then we get completely destroyed. Okay. I mean, I guess we Stargate then. And then we'll bravado back in to steal the agenda. Or we can just bravado. I feel like we want to Stargate. Because we can just largely ignore this MCA and just live with 3-click turns. And if that's the case... I don't know, though. Because if we bravado this MCA... No, bravadoing the MCA is bad. Although Stargating is greedy. Stargating is pretty greedy. Let's just bravado. We won't Stargate. The reason Stargating is greedy is because if we Stargate and don't see an agenda on top, then we... Like, are we going to bravado afterwards? Right? Like, that's kind of awkward. So we might just, like, turning wheel C2. Oh, never mind. We'll just take a sandbox. I missed the prompt. Okay, so we can Stargate now. We'll get rewarded. Rewarded by my bravado play. Mamba, Maryland, Maryland. Okay. I guess we'll just pitch a Maryland. Give them the Mamba. Mamba's fine. Money, like, none of these cards matter right now. But Maryland shuffles herself back, so that matters in a sense. Drawing, I've had worse, so we can hit 0 next turn and then play some events. Drawing a card, putting a card in the remote. We want to check that if he's being cheeky. Although we've seen the Luminal already, so I doubt he has more 2-pointers. So I think we can just win from here, right? Is it better to just play the I've had worse? It is. It's better to play the I've had worse than hit the 0. When you rather play I've had worse instead of hitting it with a 0. Jeeves, Vanilla, and Hagen. 0, so good. It is. I think you must trash Mystic Mame with no cards in grip. Yeah, I missed that. Jeeves, Byroids, Vanilla, and Hagen. So we have to get rid of the Jeeves. And then we just go and laundry this. And then we lose if, like, there's an agenda in hand. But that means, like, the agenda was on its own, right? This is definitely just the temple. We could run HQ and just C2. There's a risk here. There might just be an agenda on the board. There was one card that I didn't check that was in HQ last turn. Temple is fine. And Hedge Fund. Okay. That's good. So this is Maryland. That's good. So we don't lose here. This deck is so much fun to play. Like, look at this board. We're set up. We have drip set up. We have draw set up. Like, we're just going through a couple econ cards, like a couple econ operations one at a time. And we're making more than enough money to run places. So despite being 4-0 down, we're actually making a decent comeback here. He's over-installing the Maryland to shuffle R&D, which is the same thing as just clicking to draw. Except you keep the Hagen in R&D. So the vanilla's in hand, the hedge fund is in hand, and there is a Mamba Temple that is in server 4, and an unknown card in hand. Because the vanilla is now on R&D. Or the vanilla is in hand and we have an unknown ice on R&D. Those are the possibilities. This is definitely Temple, so we don't have to run that. We can probably start with Stargate. And then if this gets us nothing, we'll probably just farm Turning Wheels on HQ. By just running, right? Because there's an unknown card in HQ. Oh, actually, this isn't vanilla. This is DNA Tracker. Oh, we have enough. This is fine. We have enough. This is fine. Why must you have 4 suckers? This is fine. Oh, this is fine. Oh my goodness, we almost died. Okay. GFI, DNA, fully up. We can't let them have the DNA. Right? Right. Can we let them have the GFI? Yes, because the MCA only has 2 counters. So if we give them the GFI, we have to play find the GFI next turn. Oh, and they have fully up as well? I mean, we can just like Turning Wheel sweep the hand next turn, right? Yeah. So here's the play. So we get rid of the DNA and we go in Laundry HQ. This is like Vanilla and Hedge Fund is the 2 cards in here. So then we'll just run HQ a bunch of times. And this way we get leech counters and we also get Turning Wheel counters. So then next turn we can Stargate and then we can Turning Wheel and sweep the hand. And then we can probably find 2 agendas that way. Alternatively, we could run this MCA, which might be a good idea. It's not necessary, but it might be a good idea. They could do a lot with this MCA. Yeah, I think we actually run the MCA. Is there a way? Okay, so we need to see if there's a way we can get 8 Turning Wheel counters and run and gamble, because we'll probably need the gamble if we run, right? So if we go, if we're at 6 counters, we can go Stargate, get a counter, run and run somewhere, get another counter, run, click 3, and then we have a 4th click for gamble, but we don't have enough to steal the agenda if we get one from Stargate, which we don't need to. No, let's just leave it. We'll get a counter now. They could do quite a bit with this MCA here because they can draw, like they draw GFI here and then they click 1, draw fully up. But they'd have to commit to using the MCA before they play the fully up. So they'd have to hit MCA, take the clicks, and then play fully up. That's what's happening. Oh, we're purging first. Why are we purging first? Okay, so we're just gonna put the vanilla on the remote and put the GFI in there. Sure. Let's run the remote. Oh, DNA tracker. Right. Okay, wait. So this could be DNA because this outside ice has to be vanilla. That's the only option. Right? Yes. So this ice is DNA. Can we get to 5 strength? Stargate? No, actually we don't need to Stargate. We can just like access a bunch. Gamble, Stargate. Okay, so we're gambling for sure. We can, if we play this, we go to 4 strength. Oh, we only have 2 clicks left. We can't break DNA. We have to boomerang it. That's not bad. It's not bad. Let's boomerang it. Right? I think we're safe. This has to be GFI in the remote. Oh, it wasn't even DNA. Okay. So we take the GFI here, and then we probably run R&D. Oh, we can't run R&D. Was I planning to run R&D this whole time? We are so out of it right now. We're so out of it right now. We can't run R&D. What am I talking about? A, we don't have clicks, and B, there's a DNA tracker there. These cards in our hand are becoming awkward. But of course we can just draw and get 3 cards and then just access 5 with Turning Wheel, right? And we can probably win that way. We can also keep contesting this remote, although we can't break DNA once again. I think we do draw here. We might as well hit 0 just because we want to, like, it's interesting. We want to draw, but also we want to have no cards. Because if we have no cards, then our Cradle's up to strength. But if we draw, then we can just tank the damage. But obviously tanking the damage means we lose credits. And losing credits is not ideal. Let's do this. We found Boomerang, so we can Boomerang it. I don't think we need to. Let's... I should run HQ once, just so that we can get a leech counter for Magnet. Although we can't break Gatekeepers. So we might actually Boomerang this anyways. But then we might get like border controlled, so we should actually just run now. So we have a click left. Like if this is DNA, we can tank it, and then we can go through. If it's Gatekeeper, then we get kicked out, and then we'll have to dump our Turning Wheel counter somewhere. If it's Ansel, we can MK it, I guess. That's kind of expensive. We can spend the leech counter to get 3 credits. That's worth it. And then from here, we can make our way in. We're going to have to tank that DNA next turn, I think. Because we can't keep running this, right? So he's just going to keep jamming. Unless we win here. MCA. That's fine. You can keep the MCA. And then we'll just install the cast, I think. It's an interesting situation. The reason you leave the MCA is so that it clogs up their remote. Like we want to be given turns, right? So I think the correct play is to overwrite the MCA anyways. Because if you trash the MCA, like I think most people would be like, see the MCA and they'll like hit the trash button right away. But then that means like the remote is open and then the corp will jam a card next turn. And then we're forced into the YOLO run. Whereas like this way, we're gonna have like a 3-click turn where we're not gonna lose. But like we might dump this turning wheel anyways. We could also just dump it on HQ. Like we could Stargate and then dump turning wheel on HQ. I think he's realizing. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like it's better to just overwrite the MCA and just install something else in there. Counter 2. Oh, okay, right. We're not rezzing. What's happening? We're gonna fully op. Did he take a click back? What happened? Draw a card, click 1. Oh yeah, there you go. He took a click back here. I missed it. So we're gonna draw a card, fully op into credit. Install a card in server 1, trashing vanilla. Okay. So you have an unknown card that we can boomerang. Let's assume boomerang gets through it. So this costs us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't click through this. Oh, actually, we should have 4 clicks, so we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it costs us 7. But if we boomerang this, then we can't click through it. And we can't break Gatekeeper, right? Is this a 9 agenda deck? It's either 9 or 8. It's probably 9, because if it's 8, you have to play a non-GFI 5/3. So it's probably 9. So there's probably 2 agendas somewhere. And we have nothing left. We have a guinea pig left. Oh, guinea pig's so good. Guinea pig lets us break stuff. Guinea pig lets us break stuff. 3, 6, 7, 8. This could also just be like ganked. The play is not to run this here. I think the play is to run R&D. So we go like hit 0, and then we'll pick up guinea pig, and then we play guinea pig click 2, and then we run HQ click 3 to get a leech token, and then we run R&D click 4. Is that even necessary? Or we can just tank this? Because tanking this means we can run it twice. Actually, can we afford to run it twice? Thinking. I don't think we can afford to run this twice. If we run, we go to... If we run, we go to 0 credits after going through the Stargate. And then we gain 2, so we'll be at 2 credits. 2 credits lets us break the DNA, but not enough for the Hagen. So we go run, trash something, credit, run again. Is that the play? Does boomerang make a difference? It does. We spend a click and 2, which is essentially 3 credits to break 2 of the subs. So it does make a difference. Okay. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because we want to lose all the cards in our hand. Yeah, it doesn't. We actually want to lose all the cards in our hand. This is so interesting. Okay, we're going to Stargate. And then let the DNA fire. And then we're going to break this with 2 credits. And then we'll be at 2 credits. And then we can take 2 credits. And then we can run back and C5. You don't have to break tracker unless you're worried about Ikawa. Surely you win off the train wheel R&D. Oh, you don't have to break tracker unless you're worried about Ikawa. Interesting. I'm not worried about Ikawa because I think like with GFI, I think I would think that you're on 9 agendas. Which means I probably should have played around Vitruvius. I don't know. You might have a 1 of Ikawa. Fire? The DNA? And then we'll pay 2 for this. So we'll still access on 2 credits. Oh, actually, we're Stargating anyways. If we see Ikawa now, we'll know. GFI is fine. Rashida is fine, I guess. So I guess we'll get the drafter out of here. And then we take 2 credits. And then we run back. Here we go. We get to access 5 out of 9 cards, and we know that one of them is a GFI. And if there's an agenda in server 1 right now, then we actually have to find both the agendas. So there's a chance, there's like a decent chance we don't win. Oh, actually, no, what am I talking about? We're at 6 points. I thought we were at 4 points. Never mind, we just win because we saw the GFI. It's Vitruvius in the remote. So you do have Vitruvius. Oh. Uh-oh. I thought I was on 4 points. It doesn't matter in the end, but it looks like I would have died on the ganked afterwards. Show me the rest of the deck. Yeah, I probably should have recognized that you were on Vitruvius. Because I think there's a chance. Well, I mean, if you were, if you made the play of holding the Vitruvius in hand, because there was that turn where you had 1 card in HQ, and I didn't check it. And I think, and then the turn after you put the Maryland campaign in server 4, and you had 2 cards in hand, and it turns out that card was a hedge fund the whole time. But if it was a Vitruvius and you had kept it away from me, then you could have scored it off the MCA. I mean, you could have scored an off-world as well off the MCA. What are you agonizing over? Yeah, I thought I was on 4 points. That's what I was agonizing over. I forgot I was on 6. That's why I was like, I saw the GFI and I was like, okay, I need to steal that and steal another one. So I have to like turning wheel dig. I thought I was on 4 points that whole time. So yeah, why didn't I just trash the GFI and run Archives? I should have. Good game. Coming back from 6-0, which you love to see. We have a guinea pig left. Which this card right now says gain 11, and it costs 0. It says gain 11. It says gain 11, it costs 0, and it also says set your cradle strength at 5. It's so good. This is a fun deck. I'm gonna have to play this more. Yeah, like the Gnat credits just kind of drip their way in. You don't really notice because one credit's not a lot, but at the same time, it adds up. The safety first draw is really fun to play with, and then this whole guinea pig cradle thing's really fun. Yeah. Second sandbox wasn't meaningful. I didn't make you spend any money. Second sandbox wasn't meaningful. I mean, it was scary. It's true though. Like you had like I was trashing your Jeeves and stuff to make sure that you didn't have the purge install card play. But you didn't have the ice to make that play anyways. But I don't know. Like if you kept the Jeeves, you could have started like drawing, like click for 3 cards and then install, and you'll find ice more. And then yeah, like once you started finding, like I think you drew the DNAs and your Ansel late. Like if you drew the Ansel and the DNA earlier, I would have had a much harder time. Because I'd have to start running through those, and you had the money to support that. That just, the whole reason the game worked well for me was because you didn't have big ice. So you had all your money, but you didn't have ice to spend the money on. Okay, that's. I thought you considered Spin Doctor in server 1. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a consideration, but at the same time, if they Spin Doctor, that means it's not an agenda, and then you get another turn. So, it wasn't. But yeah, that's fair. You were interested in my Atom deck. This is like you can see, like, last updated October 24th. I thought I'd share my thoughts on Atom because I was asked, and then that'll be it for today. Yeah, Atom's fun. Atom's fun, super interesting. I think that he got a lot better with Pad Tap. There's an interesting debate on what to do with his influence, because you start with Ngolo always, and then you have Paperclip always, and then what to do with your Sentry Breaker. Some people play Begalter. You can play Adore. You can play MK Ultra. I think MK Ultra has a lot of synergies, because you can emerge in creativity the MK Ultra. It looks like I have Adore in here just because it breaks. I don't know, really. I think at the time it breaks Tour Guide, but Tour Guide's not legal, so I don't know. I think like you could just play this as MK, really. But either way, they're both 2 influence. I think Begalter's not necessary, so you just play Adore or MK, because I think there's better stuff to spend your influence on. I think 3 Rizeki standard, 3 Pad Tap is standard. Turning Wheel, I think, is a good one to have. I like playing just like reg decks. So I like to just play what Atom has, and Atom has like Find the Truth and Mad Dash, right? So you just play off there. You're like Find the Truth, Mad Dash, and then your HQ interface, your neutralize all threats. So you actually have like a good set of central access and central and multi-access already. But I like the one of Turning Wheel. And many people don't even play it, and I think that's fine as well. DJ Fenris is really good. I'll come back to that. But this is like the main part, is like what to spend this influence. Like I've seen. Oh, I should turn off my deck list. There we go. I've seen people play Telework Contract. I've seen people play Liberated. You can spend the influence on other things. I think that Creative Commission is the best one. I think that Telework is the second best one, and then Liberated's the worst. Like you can play Liberated Earthrise and then play Career Fair, and that's fine because like triple Career Fair, triple Daily Cast, triple Earthrise, and then 2 to 3 Liberateds is always awesome. But I just found that with Atom, like you want to get cards out of your hand fast, and Creative Commission just works really nicely. You can play it last click. You get a quick $4. Telework Contract you have to hit. Like Telework and Liberated both just takes time to do. And if you just get like early burst with Creative Commission, then you can set up your Rizekis and your multi-threader and win the late game, right? So just like getting out of the early game, I think Creative Commission's better for that, and that kind of rounds out the deck a bit better. Yeah, and then you got like the one of Boomerang. I think 2 Brain Chip, 2 T400 is a good balance. One comment about Adam is that, like, as I said, you have to steal an agenda early in order for your deck to really get going, because you need to have like Brain Chip and then have like hand size so that you get your safety first draws. But I found that if some people will play 3 Brain Chip, and then you'll have a really inconsistent deck. Like sometimes you'll have like this really good game, and then other times you won't find an agenda early, and then you like all your cards suck. So that's why I play 2 Brain Chip, 2 T400, because T400 just gives you the 1 MU you need for your Rizekis and your programs, and then just gets you a nice +1 hand size. It's like a consistent card. And then with 2 Brain Chips, you'll find one eventually. And then from there, you can start like, once you have a Brain Chip and some agendas, then you can start just emergent the T400s away. Citadel's pretty standard. And then the other thing was like Fenris into Steve is really fun, especially if you have Creative Commissions. If you play Liberated or Telework, it gets a lot weaker. But if you play Event Economy, then you can Steve back like Sure Gambles and your Creative Commissions, in addition to Laundry and Overclock. So yeah, like I think this DJ Fenris complements the Event Economy pretty well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't play a ton of Adam, to be honest. How about using Influence on Polyp? Polyp's got great as well. And yeah, like if you're playing against Voids, which you probably are, then Polyp's very, very reasonable. So you can probably you can probably just cut the turning wheel for a Polyp. Because as I said, like I like to have it, but yeah, like you can just cut it out for a Polyp. It's not necessary because you start the game with enough pressure cards. Yeah, you could also like I kind of want to say you can cut the Boomerang, but not really. Like you kind of need the Boomerang for early pressure these days. So you could cut like 1 Creative Commission if you want 2 Polyps, if you're looking for 2 Polyps. I have seen some people cut the Paperclip for a Corroder, which I think is wrong because Paperclip synergizes with creativity so well. Like you can just discard it because you have lower hand size. Paperclip's great. You can switch the Adori to MK, but that's influence neutral. So yeah, you probably like cut a turning wheel for the Polyp, which I think is a very reasonable choice. One other comment that came to mind was RNG key. I think RNG key in Adam's not good. I also just realized that Kyle is probably in the chat still and is judging me this entire time about my comments on Adam. So we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, RNG key in Adam I think is a trap because you have your Find the Truth, right? And you're like it's a combo where you use your Find the Truth and RNG key and run R&D. But I think the biggest benefit of Find the Truth is that you can trigger it when you make runs elsewhere. So you don't have to run R&D. Because if I run into an Adam who's got RNG key and Find the Truth, like you usually ice R&D anyways, right? So if you ice R&D anyways, you have this card, which is RNG key, that's incentivizing you to run the ice on R&D, which is the whole point of, goes against the whole point of Find the Truth. The whole point of Find the Truth is that you can run somewhere else and look at the top card of R&D and then decide. So yeah, I think RNG key is a trap. I have seen people play Misdirection in Adam, which I think is also very reasonable. If you want to beat CTMs easier, which I highly support. So Yeah, if you want to put in misdirection, then you probably cut the boomerang. That's probably all I'll say there. Yeah, and then you just rely on your logic bombs for the early game, get your Ngolo out. But yeah, you can switch the boomerang to a misdirection. That's another choice that people make. And then you can like use multi-threader for misdirection. It's pretty nice. Can you tell me? I'm not sure what STH means, but about multi-threader. Like multi-threader is just your late game, right? So you're just using recurring credits to fund your icebreakers. As I said, like it's good for misdirection if you decide to play misdirection, which I see some people do. It's also like early on you can just emergent it your multi-threader to get your Ngolo out. That's very common. So if you need your Ngolo and you have multi-threader sitting in hand, then you just creativity the multi-threaders. Honestly, I used to think that multi-threader wasn't good. And I would just not play it. And that you just have like room for other stuff. And then like multi-threader feels bad early because, right, you're paying 3 credits and then you get 2 recurring credits. So it doesn't pay off right away. And the next turn it pays off by 1 credit. So you just got to like find the time to get these down. But I think at the end of the day, especially with stuff like Creative Commission, if you build the rest of your deck, like T400 and Creative Commission, if you build the rest of your deck to get you out of the early game in a strong way, multi-threader will win you the game once the game kind of slows down. Because like if you have 1 or 2 multi-threaders up, you're breaking things for free. And it not only like it might not seem great, but it warps the way that the corp has to play the game, right? Because if they're just installing things in a server that's free for you to break, then they're just giving you free turns. So they have to like start doing things that are just not good for them. You don't think multi-threader is worth it? That's fair. Yeah, like as I said, like I used to think multi-threader is not worth it, but like emergent for 3 credits is common, but it is worth it later in the game. But one thing is like you just need to recognize matchups, right? Like if you are playing against a deck that doesn't have a lot of ice, like CTM. So if I'm playing this deck right now, card for card against CTM, then I will probably not install multi-threader. Because it depends on what kind of CTM you're playing, but usually CTMs run light on ice. So you can just like play your economy, DJ Fenrir's more economy, and then you're just gaining economy the whole time and you're discarding your multi-threaders. But if you're playing against the ASA that I just played against, then multi-threader would be really good because you have to run through ice a lot. And these will pay off. They will pay off. Yeah, in late game, it's the best card. So it's a balance, right? Like as you said, like if in late game this is the best card, and you're also dripping with Rozeki, then you just need to get out of the early game, and that's another point for Creative Commission, right? Like Creative Commission's just awesome early. Okay, I am going to call the stream there. Thanks for the discussion. I think this was fun. I hope that was helpful. And like if you want, I can like I don't know what I'll have planned for next week. But maybe I'll play some Atom. Yeah, so if you're interested, maybe I can play some Atom next week. If nothing else is going on. But we'll see. I haven't played this in a while. Like as you see, like updated October 24th. I think I was looking at this for Worlds, and then it just felt too inconsistent to me, just because you're so dependent on finding an agenda for your whole deck to work, and I didn't like that. So, because oftentimes I'll like if the corp ices up, then I'll play a bit safe, and I think you are supposed to like run around and try to find an agenda early. And that just wasn't me. So that's why I kind of moved away. But I think this is a solid list. And as I said, like I think cutting turning wheel for Polop is very reasonable. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today. I'll see y'all next week. Hope everybody enjoyed. And yeah. Bye.